My beloved child, quiet your heart and read this letter slowly. Do not rush past these words as if they were only another sound moving through your day. I have drawn you into this moment with purpose. I know the weight you have carried. I know the thoughts you have not spoken. I know the quiet places inside you where weariness has been sitting for a long time. This letter is not here to accuse you. It is not here to frighten you or make you feel farther from me. It is here because my love has been reaching for you, even in the moments when you did not recognize my hand. I am speaking to the part of you that still wonders if you are seen. I am speaking to the part of you that has tried to stay strong while your heart was asking for rest. My beloved child, take a breath. Let the noise outside you become smaller. Let the voices that have judged you become distant. Let the pressure to understand everything fall from your shoulders. You do not have to solve your whole life before you listen to me. You do not have to fix every weakness before you come close. You only need to open your heart. There are messages you have heard from the world that made your soul tired. The world told you to prove yourself, to hurry, to measure your worth by what you achieve, by who approves of you, by how much you can hold without breaking. But I never asked you to become valuable. You have always been precious to me. Before you learned how to speak, I knew your name. Before anyone praised you, I loved you. Before you understood your own story, I was already present in it. My beloved child, my love did not begin when you became strong. My love did not begin when you learned to smile through pain. My love was there before the first wound touched your heart. That is why I ask you not to ignore this letter. Not because I am demanding attention like the world demands it, but because there is healing here for the places you have kept silent. There is truth here for the lies that have followed you. There is rest here for the part of you that has been trying to carry yesterday, today, and tomorrow all at once. Think of Samuel in the quiet of the night. He was not standing before a crowd. He was not performing something great. He was resting in a place where many others may have heard nothing at all. Yet I called his name, softly, personally, again and again until he learned to answer. My beloved child, I am calling your heart in the same tender way. I do not always speak through thunder. Sometimes I speak through a sentence that will not leave your mind. Sometimes through a pause you did not plan. Sometimes through a heaviness that finally asks to be brought into my light. Sometimes through a letter like this arriving at the right time when your soul is more ready than you realize. Do not despise the quiet way I come to you. A seed does not shout when it begins to live beneath the soil. Morning does not argue with the darkness before it rises. Rain does not force dry ground to soften in one moment. It simply falls drop by drop until the hardened places begin to receive life again. My beloved child, this is how I often work within you. You may have expected me to change everything around you before I touched anything within you, but I am wiser than your fear. I know where the deepest need is. I know the roots beneath the surface. I know the hidden thirst behind your questions. I know the places where you have learned to survive but not yet learned to be free. So tonight, let this letter enter gently. Do not read it only with your mind. Let it reach your heart. Let it pass through the guarded places where you have told yourself not to feel too much. Let it sit beside the memories you avoid. Let it speak to the child within you who still needs to hear that they are not abandoned. My beloved child, I have seen the ordinary days when you felt unnoticed. I have seen the mornings when you opened your eyes and wished your soul felt lighter. I have seen the nights when the room was quiet but your thoughts were not. I have seen how often you continued when no one understood how much strength it required. Nothing about you is hidden from me. Not your tears, not your questions, not your disappointment, not your tired faith. And still I draw near. I do not step away because you are weak. I come closer because you are mine. As a shepherd knows the sound of one lamb among many, I know the cry of your heart even when it has no words. This is why this letter matters. It is a reminder that my presence has not been absent from your life. You may have missed me in the rush, but I did not miss you. You may have felt forgotten in delay, but I was not unaware. You may have thought silence meant distance, but often my silence was the quiet room where I was preparing you to hear me more deeply. Now release the need to pretend. You do not have to come before me polished. You do not have to turn your pain into beautiful language. Come as you are with the ache, the questions, the hope that feels small, and the faith that sometimes trembles. I am not offended by honesty. I am near to the heart that opens truthfully. My beloved child, this letter is not the end of what I want to say to you. It is the doorway. It is the first touch of my hand upon a place in you that I am going to restore. Keep listening. Do not close your heart after the first comfort. I am leading you deeper than a passing emotion. In the next place, I will show you that I am changing you from within, not quickly for display, not loudly for applause, but patiently like living water entering dry ground, like light returning to a room that forgot the morning could come. Stay with me, my beloved child, and let this important letter begin its work in you. My beloved child, as this important letter begins its quiet work in you, I want you to understand what I am doing beneath the surface. I am changing you from within. Not in the hurried way the world celebrates, not through outward polish, temporary excitement, or a sudden emotion that rises today and disappears tomorrow. I am reaching deeper. I am changing you from within, my beloved child, because the deepest wounds were not formed on the outside. They settled in hidden places. They touch the way you see yourself, the way you receive love, the way you trust, the way you pray, and the way you face each new morning. So my healing must go deeper than appearance. You have often tried to change from the outside first. You tried to stand stronger, speak better, smile longer, work harder, and become someone others could approve of. But there were still places inside you that felt tired, unseen, and afraid. I saw those places. I did not condemn them. I came to restore them. My beloved child, I do not decorate a wounded heart and call it healed. I do not cover fear with religious words and call it freedom. I do not ask you to pretend that everything is whole while hidden rooms inside you still ache. I am the Father who enters gently, touches truthfully, and rebuilds patiently. There is a promise I have spoken through my word. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I will remove the heart of stone and give a heart that can live again. This is not only a verse to remember. It is a work I am carrying out in you slowly, faithfully, with love. A heart becomes hard for many reasons. It hardens when disappointment visits again and again. It hardens when trust is broken. It hardens when prayers seem delayed. It hardens when people misunderstand your pain. It hardens when you have to keep functioning while your soul is quietly grieving. My beloved child, I know how those layers formed, but I also know how to soften what life made hard. I do not force the stone to feel. I pour my love like warm rain. I speak truth without cruelty. I bring remembrance without shame. I let mercy touch one layer at a time until the heart that once protected itself begins to breathe again. Do not be discouraged if the change feels slow. A garden does not become fruitful because someone stands over it and shouts. It grows because the soil is tended, watered, warmed, and protected through time. I am tending the soil of your soul. I am removing what choked life. I am planting what will remain. You may not see the full change yet, but I see the first signs. I see when anger rises but does not rule you as before. I see when fear comes near, yet you pause and listen for my voice. I see when you choose prayer instead of despair. I see when you tell the truth instead of hiding behind silence. My beloved child, these small shifts matter. Heaven sees them. Do not measure transformation only by what others notice. Some of my deepest work happens before anyone can name it. Roots grow in darkness before branches carry fruit in the light. What I am doing in secret will one day become visible through your peace, patience, and love. Remember Lydia by the river. She was listening, and I opened her heart to receive what was spoken. Her change did not begin with noise or display. It began with an opened heart. My beloved child, I am opening your heart too. I am making you able to receive what you once could only hear from a distance. There are truths you used to resist because they felt too tender. There were words of love you could not fully believe because pain had trained you to doubt kindness. There were promises you wanted to trust, yet fear kept asking for proof. I am not angry with that struggle. I am healing the place where trust was bruised. I am changing the way you think. Old thoughts once returned like familiar roads leading you back to shame, worry, comparison, or regret. Now I am placing new paths within your mind. When the old voice says you are forgotten, my truth will rise and say you are held. When the old voice says you are too late, my truth will say I am still leading you. I am changing the way you see yourself. You are not a collection of failures. You are not the sum of what people did not understand. You are not the name others gave you during your weakest season. You are mine, and when you begin to see yourself through, my love, you will stop agreeing with every shadow that speaks against you. I am changing the way you respond to pain. Before, pain may have made you close your heart quickly, speak sharply, withdraw silently, or carry burdens alone. But as my spirit works within you, pain will no longer have to become a prison. It will become a place where I meet you, teach you, and lead you into deeper compassion. This does not mean you will never struggle. It means struggle will no longer define the whole of you. You may still have questions, but questions will not separate you from my love. You may still have weak days, but weakness will not cancel my purpose. You may still feel unfinished, but unfinished does not mean forsaken. My beloved child, I am patient with what I am growing. Be patient with it too. Do not tear open the seed because you want to see the harvest. Do not accuse yourself because you are still learning. Do not compare your hidden process with someone else's visible fruit. I know the pace your soul can bear. Let me keep working in the places you cannot fix by effort. Let me renew the thoughts that have become heavy. Let me heal the memories that still echo. Let me restore the tenderness you thought you lost. Let me teach your heart that safety is not found in control but in closeness with me. One day you will look back and realize that you are not reacting the way you once did. You are not breaking where you once broke. You are not searching for worth in the places that once emptied you. You are becoming quieter inside, steadier in spirit, and more alive in love. This is my hand. So receive this work, my beloved child. Do not rush it. Do not resist it. Do not despise its quietness. I am changing you from within, and what I begin in love I do not abandon halfway. Even your slowest step is seen by me, and every honest return becomes part of the holy renewal I am forming inside your faithful waiting heart. In the next place I will show you that your worth was never in the world's praise, because before anyone applauded you, I had already called you precious. My beloved child, as I continue changing you from within, I want to speak to one of the deepest places in your heart. Your worth was never in the world's praise. Before anyone noticed your effort, before anyone approved your steps, I had already called you precious. Your worth was never in the world's praise, my beloved child. The world praises loudly one day and forgets quickly the next. It claps for what shines, then turns away when another light appears. It measures people by results, appearance, usefulness, and speed. But I do not measure you that way. I look at you through love that began before the world ever learned your name. You have spent many seasons trying to be enough for eyes that were never meant to define you. You tried to become stronger so others would respect you. You tried to carry more so no one would be disappointed. You tried to hide your needs so people would not think you were weak. You tried to stay useful because deep inside you feared being forgotten. My beloved child, I saw that hidden fear. I saw how much pressure you placed on your own shoulders. I saw the quiet ache behind your striving. I saw the moments when praise gave you a little relief, but only for a short while because soon you needed more proof that you mattered. That is not the freedom I created you to live in. The praise of the world can never become a safe home for your soul. It changes with moods, opinions, and seasons. If you build your identity on applause, your peace will rise and fall with every voice around you. But if your identity rests in my love, you can stand steady, even when no one understands your path. My beloved child, I want you to hear this. You were not created to beg for worth from people who do not know your whole story. They saw pieces. I saw the whole. They saw what you produced. I saw what you endured. They saw the outside. I saw the tears, the prayers, the restraint, the courage, and the hidden obedience. Remember Hagar in the wilderness. Others had pushed her aside, and her heart was heavy with fear and rejection. Yet I saw her. I met her in the lonely place. I heard the cry beneath her silence. She called me the God who sees. My beloved child, I am the same God with you. I see you where others overlook you. You may feel unseen because people did not celebrate what cost so much. You may feel small because the world rewarded someone else's noise while your quiet faithfulness stayed hidden. But heaven does not miss what earth ignores. The kindness no one thanked you for, I saw it. The burden you carried, I saw it. The courage it took to keep walking, I saw it. Do not confuse visibility with value. A root is hidden, yet it holds the tree. A foundation is covered, yet it carries the house. A prayer whispered in secret can move what public words cannot touch. My beloved child, the hidden places of your life are not wasted before me. They are often where your truest strength is being formed. I know the world teaches comparison. It asks who has more, who moved faster, who looks stronger, who receives attention, who seems blessed. But comparison is a narrow room. It makes the soul forget its own calling. I did not design you to live by measuring your journey against another person's road. I formed you with intention. Before Jeremiah could speak for me, I said I knew him before he was formed in the womb. I set him apart before his voice was recognized by others. My beloved child, I knew you before your story became visible. Your worth did not begin when people learned what you could offer. It began in my heart. You may ask, Father, if I am already precious, why have I felt so unwanted at times? My beloved child, the pain of being overlooked is real, but it is not the final truth about you. Human blindness does not cancel divine knowledge. Human rejection does not erase my choosing. Human silence does not mean heaven is silent over your life. There were seasons when you worked hard and still felt unnoticed. Seasons when you loved sincerely and still were not valued. Seasons when you gave from a tired heart and wondered who cared. I cared. I was present in the room. I was near in the silence. I kept record not to accuse, but to remember what love did when no one else was looking. Let my love release you from the exhausting need to prove. You do not have to keep performing for a place in my heart. You do not have to become impressive before I draw near. You do not have to polish your weakness before I hold you. A child is not loved because they earn the Father's embrace. A child is embraced because they belong. My beloved child, you belong to me. Let that truth become stronger than the voice of rejection. Let it become stronger than the ache of not being chosen by people whose approval you thought you needed. My love is not consolation after the world fails you. My love is the beginning of your worth. When you know this, your life begins to change. You can serve without secretly begging to be seen. You can give without losing yourself. You can rest without guilt. You can say no without feeling worthless. You can succeed without making success your master. You can fail without believing failure has renamed you. I am not asking you to despise encouragement or reject every kind word. Praise can be a gift when it is received with humility, but it must never become your source. Let appreciation pass with gratitude, but do not build your soul upon it. Let my voice remain the ground beneath you. My beloved child, I am teaching you to live from being loved, not toward being loved. There is a great difference. When you live toward love, you are always reaching, always proving, always wondering if you have done enough. When you live from love, your heart can breathe. You move, work, give, and grow from a place already held by me. So let this important letter loosen the old hunger for approval. Let it quiet the question that has followed you for years, am I enough? In my presence, you do not have to chase an answer. I have already spoken it over you. You are mine. You are seen. You are known. You are loved with an everlasting love. And as this truth settles deeper, I will show you how my love meets you, not only in great spiritual moments, but in the ordinary rhythm of your days. In the next place, I will remind you that I am with you when you wake tired, when you work quietly, when you sit alone, and when the smallest hours of your life feel unnoticed. My beloved child, now that you know your worth was never in the world's praise, I want to bring my love into the places you often overlook. I am with you in ordinary days, not only when your heart feels lifted in worship, not only when tears fall during prayer. I am with you in ordinary days, my beloved child. I am with you when morning comes quietly and you open your eyes before you are ready. I am with you when you are tired, when your mind reaches for the duties ahead and your heart whispers, "Give me strength." Do not think I only meet you in holy buildings or moments that feel powerful. I am not distant from the small corners of your life. I am near when you wash your face. I am near when you prepare a simple meal. I am near when you sit quietly and wonder why your soul feels heavy. My beloved child, nothing about your ordinary life is too small for my attention. The cup in your hand, the road you travel, the work you repeat, the messages you answer, the waiting between tasks, I see it all. I am not bored by your daily life. I am present in it. The world often makes you believe that only visible moments matter. It celebrates the stage, the success, the milestone, the thing others can notice and name. But I have always done deep work in hidden places. I formed David in fields before anyone called him king. I taught him worship while he watched sheep. Those pasture days looked ordinary to others, but they were sacred to me. Every hour, every song under the open sky, every quiet act of faithfulness was shaping something no one yet understood. My beloved child, the same is true for you. The days that feel unnoticed may be where I am forming strength, tenderness, and trust. I am with you when no one applauds your consistency. I am with you when you do what needs to be done and no one says thank you. I am with you when you choose patience in a conversation that tests you. I am with you when you keep your heart soft though life has given you reasons to harden. Do not separate your life into sacred and ordinary. If you invite me, the whole day can become a place of communion. Your work can become worship when done with a surrendered heart. Your rest can become worship when received without guilt. Your silence can become prayer when you sit before me. Scripture reminds you that whatever you do, you may do it for my glory. This means the ordinary rhythm of your life can carry meaning. Preparing food, caring for someone, driving quietly, waiting in a line, breathing through weariness, all of it can become holy when your heart remains aware of me. My beloved child, I see the small faithfulness you dismiss. I see the way you keep trying when you feel unseen. I see the decision to forgive before your emotions fully agree. I see the moment you choose not to answer harshly. I see the prayer whispered under your breath because you lack strength for many words. You sometimes think ordinary days mean nothing is happening, but growth often wears plain clothing. Healing often arrives without announcement. Peace often enters quietly while you are doing something simple. A seed beneath soil does not look important to the passing eye, yet life is gathering there in silence. I am gathering life within you in the same way. There are moments when you feel far from me because your emotions are quiet. You think closeness must always feel intense, but my presence is not proven only by strong feelings. I am still near when you feel steady. I am still near when you feel dry. I am still near when your day feels plain and your prayer feels small. Remember the two disciples walking to Emmaus. They were on an ordinary road carrying disappointment and speaking about what they did not understand. They did not recognize that my son was walking with them, yet he was near explaining, listening, and drawing their hearts back to hope. My beloved child, I often walk beside you before you recognize me. I am with you on the road between what hurts you and what I am revealing. I am with you in the questions spoken quietly. I am with you when your understanding feels delayed. I am with you when you look back and wonder why some things happened as they did. I am not absent from the road because you have not reached the answer. Let your ordinary days become places where you notice me. When light enters through a window, remember that my mercy is new. When you drink water, remember that I refresh the soul. When you hear a familiar sound, remember that I am near in the rhythm of life. When you feel tired, remember that I do not despise human limits. My beloved child, I do not ask you to perform spirituality for me. I ask you to walk with me. Speak to me while you work. Rest in me while you pause. Bring me the small worry before it grows large. Thank me for the little mercy before you forget it was a gift. Let me be included as Father. There will be ordinary days when nothing changes, yet obedience grows roots. There will be ordinary days when you do not feel brave, yet you keep choosing trust. There will be ordinary days when you cannot see progress, yet heaven sees your heart becoming steadier. Do not despise these days. They are part of the letter I am writing through your life. Even my son lived hidden years before his public ministry. He knew the rhythm of a home, the labor of hands, the sound of daily life, and quiet obedience. Those years were not wasted. My beloved child, if hidden years were not wasted in his life, your hidden days are not wasted in yours. I am with you in the kitchen, in the workplace, in the quiet room, on the road beside the bed, and in the pause before sleep. I am with you when you feel strong and when you do not. I am with you when the day feels meaningful and when it feels like you survived it. So live today aware of my nearness. You do not need to wait for a dramatic sign to know I am present. I am already here. I am in the breath I sustain, the peace I offer, the strength I give, the quiet correction I speak, and returning love. My beloved child, when you begin to recognize me in ordinary days, your life will no longer feel divided between spiritual moments and everything else. You will discover that every small hour can become a doorway to my presence. And in the next place, I will teach you to sit near me before you run, because closeness with my beloved child, now that you are learning to notice me in the ordinary rhythm of your days, I want to lead you into something even deeper. Learn to sit near me before you run, before the work begins, before the worry takes shape, before the day pulls your mind in many directions. Come close to me. Learn to sit near me before you run, my beloved child. I know how quickly your heart tries to move. I know the moment you wake, your thoughts can rush ahead of your body. You begin counting responsibilities, remembering unfinished things, preparing for conversations, and carrying burdens. But I did not create you to begin each day already exhausted. I did not call you to live as if everything depends on how fast you can move. There is a strength that does not come from rushing. There is a wisdom that does not come from overthinking. There is a peace that is only received when you sit close enough to hear my voice. The world tells you to run first and rest later. It tells you to prove your value by motion, by productivity. But my beloved child, a life that never pauses before me becomes dry, even when it looks active. A heart can do many things and still feel far from home. Remember Mary sitting at the feet of my son while Martha was troubled by many tasks. Martha's service was not meaningless. Her hands were busy with care, but her heart had become stretched by worry. Mary chose to be near before anything else. My son called that the better portion, not because work has no place, but because closeness must come before striving. I am not asking you to abandon responsibility. I am asking you not to let responsibility become your master. I am not asking you to stop serving. I am asking you to stop serving from emptiness. I am not asking you to ignore the needs around you. I am asking you to come to me first, so you do not lose yourself while trying to answer them. My beloved child, sitting near me is not wasted time. It is where your soul is gathered back together. It is where anxious thoughts lose some of their noise. It is where your motives are washed. It is where your heart remembers what matters. It is where you stop carrying burdens I never placed in your hands. Sometimes sitting near me looks like a quiet prayer before the day begins. Sometimes it looks like reading one line of my word and letting it breathe inside you. Sometimes it looks like closing your eyes for a moment and saying, "Father, I am here, lead me." Sometimes it looks like honest silence when words are too tired to come. Do not make this complicated. I am not measuring the beauty of your sentences. I am not counting how long you can stay still to decide whether you are worthy of my nearness. I am your Father. When you turn your heart toward me, even with a weak whisper, I receive you. Draw near to me, and I will draw near to you. My beloved child, the enemy would love to keep you hurried. A hurried soul is easier to confuse. A hurried soul reacts before listening. A hurried soul mistakes pressure for guidance and urgency for obedience. But when you sit with me, discernment begins to clear. You can recognize which burden is yours and which one fear invented. There are things you have been carrying simply because you did not pause long enough to ask me. There are tasks you said yes to because guilt was louder than peace. There are worries you kept rehearsing because stillness felt unfamiliar. Come sit near me, and I will teach you what to release, what to keep, what to wait on, and what to do next. Even my son withdrew to lonely places to pray. He was surrounded by need, followed by crowds, pressed by suffering, and yet he still came away to be with me. The secret place is not escape. It is where love strengthens you for the road. You often think strength means moving without stopping. But sometimes strength is the courage to be still when everything in you wants to panic. Be still and know that I am God. That stillness is not weakness. It is trust learning to breathe. It is the soul remembering that I hold what your hands cannot hold. My beloved child, before you run into the day, sit near me. Before you answer the message, sit near me. Before you carry the heavy conversation in your mind, sit near me. Before you decide from fear, sit near me. Before you try to fix what is hurting, sit near me. Let my presence become the first place your heart goes. When you do this, your work will change. You will still have things to do, but you will not do them as one abandoned. You will still serve, but not from the fear of being unwanted. You will still make decisions, but not from panic. You will still face people, but you will not need their reaction to become your weather. Sitting near me will teach you a slower courage. It will make your words cleaner. It will make your love wiser. It will make your patience deeper. It will help you notice when you are acting from old wounds rather than present grace. It will return you to truth before emotion carries you too far. Do not be ashamed of needing me before you begin. Need is not failure. Dependence on me is not weakness. A branch does not apologize for needing the vine. You were made to live connected, not independent from the one who gives you breath. I know some days will still begin. I know life does not always offer quiet rooms and peaceful mornings. But even in a busy day, you can return inwardly. One breath can become prayer. One pause can become surrender. One sentence from my word can become bread for the next step. I can meet you in small space. Let this important letter remind you that you do not need to earn rest after exhaustion. You can receive my presence before the striving begins. Let me order your heart before the world asks for your attention. Let me fill your cup before others drink from it. Let me steady you before the winds of the day rise. So come close, my beloved child. Sit with me before you run. Let your head rest against the truth that you are loved, guided, and held. The day will still have its tasks, but they will not own you. The road will still require steps, but you will not walk alone. And as you learn to sit near me before you run, my word will begin to become life within you. In the next place, I will show you that my word is not only something to read when you are desperate, but the living bread, clear light, and steady voice that will guide every season of your life. My beloved child, as you learn to sit near me before you run, I want to place something living within you. My word will become life in you, not only words on a page, not only verses you remember in moments of trouble. My word will become bread for your hunger, water for your dryness, light for your next step, and strength for the parts of you that feel weak. My word will become life in you, my beloved child. There were times when you came to my word only because your heart had no other place to go. You searched for comfort when fear was loud. You searched for direction when the road felt unclear. You searched for hope when your own thoughts became too heavy. I received you there, but now I am calling you deeper. I do not want my word to be only an emergency shelter for your soul. I want it to become the rhythm by which you live. Just as your body needs breath without being reminded, your spirit needs my truth continually. Without it, your inner life becomes dry. With it, even the driest places can begin to receive rain. My beloved child, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. This is not meant to burden you. It is meant to free you. The world feeds your mind with fear, comparison, hurry, suspicion, and noise. My word feeds you with truth, peace, correction, hope, and life that does not fade. When my word begins to live in you, it will gently interrupt the old voices. When shame says you are too broken, my word will remind you that I restore the crushed in spirit. When fear says you are alone, my word will remind you that I will never leave you. When confusion says there is no way, my word will become a lamp for your feet. Notice this, my beloved child. A lamp does not always show the whole road. It gives enough light for the next step. Many times you have asked me to reveal the entire path before you move, but I often guide by one faithful step at a time. My word will not always satisfy your desire to control the future, but it will give enough light to obey today. Think of Joshua standing near the edge of a new land after Moses had gone. The people had known wilderness, waiting, and uncertainty. I did not give him a full map of every battle ahead. I told him to be strong and courageous, and to keep my word close, meditating on it day and night. My beloved child, courage grows where my word is kept near. There are battles before you that cannot be won by emotion alone. There are decisions that cannot be guided by fear. There are relationships that require wisdom greater than your feelings. There are wounds that need truth stronger than memory. My word will become that strength inside you. It will teach you when to speak, when to wait, when to forgive, when to rest, and when to walk forward. Do not treat my word as a distant law written only for others. Let it come close. Let it sit with you in the morning. Let it ride with you on the road. Let it enter the quiet space before sleep. Let it meet you when you wash dishes, when you answer messages, when you feel misunderstood, when you feel tempted to return to old fear. My beloved child, my word is not cold ink. It is alive. It searches without shaming. It corrects without cruelty. It comforts without lying. It cuts away what is false so what is true can breathe. When you allow my word to enter, it will reach places your own reasoning could never heal. Sometimes one sentence from me will carry you through an entire season. One promise remembered at the right moment can keep despair from becoming your home. One truth whispered by my spirit can stop a reaction before it becomes regret. One scripture hidden in your heart can become a shield when old accusations return. You may say, "Father, I do not always understand what I read." My beloved child, bring me your confusion too. You do not need to master everything before my word can feed you. A child does not understand every ingredient in the bread, yet the bread still gives strength. Come with humility, and I will teach you slowly. I will make my word personal without making it selfish. I will show you how truth speaks to your hidden place, while still drawing you into love, obedience, and wisdom. I will not use my word to flatter your pride. I will use it to free your heart. I will not use it to keep you small. I will use it to make you whole. There will be days when you feel nothing while reading, yet something is still being planted. Do not judge the seed by the silence of the soil. My word often works beneath awareness. It renews thought patterns slowly. It softens old reactions. It strengthens faith quietly. It prepares you before you know why you needed preparation. Remember the disciples on the road after sorrow had clouded their understanding. My son opened the scriptures to them as they walked, and later they realized their hearts had been burning within them. My beloved child, my word can warm places in you that grief made cold. It can open meaning where disappointment made your vision dim. Let my word become the language of your inner life. When worry begins, its speech answer with my promise. When anger rises, let my truth slow your tongue. When temptation pulls, let my voice remind you who you are. When loneliness speaks, let my love become louder. Over time, you will not only read my word will begin to read you, guide you, and steady you. This is how transformation becomes daily, not only through great moments, but through repeated returns to truth. Morning by morning, night by night, choice by choice. My word will wash the dust from your thoughts. It will teach your heart to recognize my voice. It will help you discern what is peace and what is pressure, what is love and what is fear. My beloved child, do not rush past this gift. Do not let the noise of the world become more familiar than my voice. Make room for me. Even a small portion received with an open heart can become a river within you. I can take one line and use it to sustain you, correct you, comfort you, and lead you. As my word becomes life in you, your eyes will change. You will begin to see darkness differently. You will realize that the light I place within you is not fragile. In the next place, I will show you that my light in you cannot be extinguished, no matter how loud the world becomes, no matter how heavy the night appears, and no matter how fiercely fear tries to rise around you. My beloved child, as my word becomes life within you, your eyes will begin to change. You will no longer look at darkness as though it has the final authority. You will begin to understand that the light I placed in you did not come from the world, and because it did not come from the world cannot extinguish it. My light in you cannot be extinguished, my beloved child. It may be tested by storms, it may be surrounded by voices of fear, it may seem small when the night grows loud, but do not confuse small with weak. A single flame in a dark room can change what the whole room feels like. There are days when the world seems heavy. News rises with sorrow, people speak from anger, hearts grow cold, loss, betrayal, sickness, division, and sudden change make many souls tremble. You may look around and wonder how peace can survive in such a restless place. But I want you to remember this. My light shines in darkness, and darkness has not overcome it. My beloved child, darkness can make noise, but it cannot create truth. Fear can make threats, but it cannot become your master unless you surrender your agreement to it. Confusion can surround you, but it cannot remove my presence from the center of your soul. I am teaching you to live from the light within, not from the shadow around you. You have had seasons when your heart felt dim. You kept going, but inwardly you wondered if hope was fading. You smiled, but your spirit felt tired. You prayed, but part of you wondered if the night would ever loosen its grip. I saw you there. I saw the small flame you protected when everything around you felt cold. My beloved child, I did not despise that small flame. I breathed upon it with mercy. I guarded it when you had no strength to guard it yourself. I sent reminders, quiet comforts, words at the right time, and moments of unexplained peace so you would know I was still near. That flame remained because I remained. Think of Daniel in the lion's den. The darkness of that night was real. The danger around him was real. The stone was placed, the voices of men had spoken, and to human eyes, there seemed to be no way out. Yet my presence was there before morning came. The lions did not disappear, but their power was restrained. It is the same with you, my beloved child. I do not always remove every fearful place before proving my faithfulness. Sometimes I meet you in the middle of it. Sometimes the room remains dark for a while, but my presence becomes the light that keeps your soul from surrendering to despair. Sometimes the miracle is not that the den is gone, but that you are not alone inside it. Do not measure my protection only by what I remove. Measure it also by how I keep you steady through what remains. I have held you in moments when fear should have swallowed your peace. I have strengthened you when your own strength was thin. I have kept your heart from going completely cold when life gave you reasons to shut it down. My beloved child, the light within you grows when you stay near me. It grows when you let my word speak louder than the news of the world. It grows when you choose prayer instead of panic. It grows when you give thanks for small mercies. It grows when you refuse to let bitterness become the language of your soul. There will be people who carry darkness in their words. They may speak discouragement over your future. They may remind you of past failures. They may tell you that nothing will change. Do not receive every word spoken around you as truth. Bring it into my light. Let my voice decide what belongs inside your heart. There will also be inner shadows that rise from old wounds. A memory may return. A fear may whisper. A disappointment may try to interpret the future for you. When this happens, do not panic. Bring the shadow to me. Light does not fear being brought into a dark place. Light enters and darkness begins to lose its shape. My beloved child, I am not asking you to pretend that darkness does not exist. Faith is not denial. Faith is choosing my truth while the shadow is still visible. Faith is saying, Father, I see the storm, but I know you are with me. I see the uncertainty, but I know your hand is steady. I see the night, but I know your light remains. Remember Paul and Silas in prison. Their feet were fastened, the walls were closed, and midnight surrounded them. Yet they prayed and sang. They did not wait for freedom before worship began. Worship rose inside the prison, and heaven answered. My beloved child, the place that tries to silence you can become the place where my light breaks through. You may feel confined by circumstances today. You may not see the door opening yet. You may feel pressed by responsibilities waiting or questions. But the light in you does not depend on the door being open. It depends on me. If I am with you, then even a closed place can become holy ground. Guard the light, my beloved child, but do not fear for it. A lamp must be tended, but it does not produce its own fire. Stay close to me. Let prayer become oil. Let my word become flame. Let obedience become the steady wick. Let gratitude clear the smoke. I will keep burning what I have kindled. The enemy wants you to believe your light is almost gone. He wants you to mistake weariness for defeat. He wants you to think one hard season has erased what I began. But I tell you the truth. What I have lit in you is guarded by my love. Your weekday does not cancel my calling. Your tears do not extinguish my promise. My beloved child, when darkness feels near, come closer. Do not isolate with fear. Do not feed your mind only with what troubles you. Do not let the world disciple your imagination. Let me fill your thoughts with truth. Let me remind you that you belong to a kingdom that cannot be shaken. So lift your eyes again, not because the world has become easy, but because I am still Lord over every hour you face. The night is not your identity. The storm is not your name. You are a child of light, held by the Father, carried by grace, and surrounded by a love no darkness can conquer now in every season ahead. And as my light remains in you, waiting will begin to look different. You will see that even delays are not empty darkness when I am present. In the next place, I will show you that your waiting is not wasted, because beneath what feels silent, I am preparing roots, answers, strength, and a future held carefully in my hands. My beloved child, as you learn that my light in you cannot be extinguished, I want you to look again at the seasons you have called delay. Your waiting is not wasted. The unanswered prayer is not forgotten. The door that has not opened is not proof that I have stopped working. I am closer than the delay feels, and my love is steady while your heart learns to wait faithfully. Your waiting is not wasted, my beloved child. I know how heavy time can feel when your heart is longing for an answer. I know the ache of watching days pass while nothing seems to move. I know the questions that rise when you have prayed, trusted, cried, and still the visible world appears unchanged. But I want you to understand something important. Waiting with me is never the same as being abandoned. Silence is not the same as absence. Delay is not the same as denial. A seed hidden under the soil may appear buried, but within the darkness, life is being prepared. Roots are forming unseen. My beloved child, many of the things I prepare for you require a deeper root than you first understood. If I gave certain blessings before your heart was ready, the gift itself could become heavy. If I opened certain doors before your spirit was steady, the doorway you prayed for could pull you away from me. I love you too much to rush what must be formed with care. You have asked me why some answers take so long. Sometimes the waiting is protecting you. Sometimes it is strengthening you. Sometimes it is revealing what your heart trusts. Sometimes it is preparing people, places, and timing beyond what you can see. You look at one closed door, I see the whole road. Remember Abraham, my beloved child. I gave him a promise long before he held the child he had been waiting for. Years passed. His body grew older. The promise seemed impossible to human eyes. Yet my word had not died. What looked delayed was still alive in my faithfulness. I had not forgotten what I had spoken. This is how I want you to view your waiting. Not as a hallway where hope goes to fade, but as a sacred place where faith learns to breathe without constant evidence. Faith is not only trusting me when the answer is already in your hands. Faith is trusting my heart when your hands are still empty. I see how tired you become when you try to calculate everything. You search for signs. You replay conversations. You wonder if you missed an instruction. You measure your worth by whether the answer has arrived. My beloved child, come back to me. I am not asking you to solve the hidden timing of your life. I am asking you to remain close. There is a peace that can only be learned while waiting. It is not the shallow peace of having everything settled. It is the deeper peace of knowing that I am still good when you do not understand. It is the peace that says, Father, I cannot see the whole picture, but I believe your hand is still faithful. Your waiting is also teaching you to release control. You may want to force the season open, but a flower forced before its time is damaged by the very hands that wanted to see it bloom. I know when the soil is ready. I know when the sun must rise. I know when what is hidden should finally appear. My beloved child, do not despise the hidden work. A child grows in secret before being held in the open. A pearl is formed slowly in a hidden place. Bread dough rises quietly before it feeds anyone. There are holy processes that cannot be hurried without losing their beauty. I am shaping something in you that must be grown, not grabbed. You may not feel strong in the waiting. That does not mean you are failing. Sometimes faith looks like getting up again. Sometimes it looks like praying simply. Sometimes it looks like not returning to despair even when the answer has not come. Sometimes it looks like placing your tired heart in my hands for one more day. I remember every tear you have cried in the waiting. None has fallen outside my care. The prayer you whispered in the night, I heard it. The disappointment you tried to hide, I saw it. The moment you wondered if hope was foolish, I came close. I do not mock the heart that struggles to keep believing. My beloved child, let me tell you what waiting is not. It is not wasted time. It is not punishment. It is not proof that you are less loved. It is not evidence that heaven has become silent toward you. Waiting can become a room where my presence teaches you to know me beyond outcomes. Think of Simeon in the temple. He waited for the consolation of Israel carrying a promise. Many days may have looked ordinary, yet at the appointed time he held the child of promise in his arms. My beloved child, what I appoint will not miss you. There is an appointed time for what I prepare, not according to the fear that rushes you, not according to comparison, not according to the voices that say you are late. My timing is not careless. I make everything beautiful in its time, and I know the time that will serve your soul. While you wait, let gratitude keep your heart soft. Thank me for the strength you still have. Thank me for breath. Thank me for the small guidance, the small comfort, the small mercy that arrives when you need it. Gratitude will not erase the longing, but it will keep longing from becoming bitterness. While you wait, keep doing the next faithful thing. Do not freeze your whole life because one answer has not arrived. Love where you are. Serve with sincerity. Rest when you need rest. Speak truth. Choose peace. Let this season become communion with me, not only a place you are desperate to escape. My beloved child, the answer will not be late. It may not come in the shape you expected. It may arrive through an unnoticed door, an unexpected person, or a quiet change in you before anything changes around you. But I will be faithful. I have never wasted one surrendered season. So trust me here. Trust me in the unfinished. Trust me in the quiet. Trust me when the calendar seems to move faster than the promise. Trust me when others move ahead and you feel still. I am not behind. I am not confused. I am preparing what belongs to my purpose and your healing. And as you begin to see that your waiting is not wasted, your eyes will open to my faithfulness in smaller places. In the next part of this letter, I will teach you to recognize my care in simple things, in daily bread, timely words, quiet strength, and the gentle signs that have been telling you all along that I am near. My beloved child, as you begin to understand that your waiting is not wasted, I want to open your eyes to something tender. Recognize my faithfulness in small things. Do not look only for me in great doors, sudden miracles, or moments of wonder. I am present in the quiet mercies you pass by each day. Recognize my faithfulness in small things, my beloved child. The breath that enters your lungs before you ask for it, the morning light that returns after a long night, the meal that gives your body strength, the message that arrives when your heart needs encouragement, the peace that touches you even while questions remain. Many times you have asked me for a sign while standing inside my care. You searched the distance for proof that I remembered you while my mercy was already near. You wanted a thunderous answer, yet I was speaking through provision, protection, restraint, timing, and quiet comfort. My beloved child, I have been faithful in more ways than you noticed. The heart that learns to see small mercies becomes less easily conquered by despair. When you only look for the large thing, you may miss daily evidence of my nearness. But when your eyes become gentle, you begin to see traces of my love everywhere, a safe arrival, a needed rest, a soft word, a closed door that protected you. Do not despise small things. I have often hidden great beginnings inside what looked ordinary. A shepherd's staff in Moses' hand, a sling in David's hand, a little oil in a widow's jar, a few loaves placed before my son. Human eyes called them small. My hand turned them into signs of my power. My beloved child, the small thing in your life may be carrying more grace than you realize. The little strength you still have, the quiet desire to pray again, the tiny hope that refuses to die, the ability to forgive one layer more, the courage to get through today. These are places where my faithfulness is breathing. Remember the widow in Zarephath. Her flour was nearly gone. Her oil seemed too little to sustain life. To human eyes, lack had the final word. Yet I met her through what remained. I did not require abundance before I showed my care. I revealed provision in the handful. My beloved child, I can do the same with what feels little in you. You may think, Father, I do not have much faith today. I do not have much strength. I do not have much joy. I do not have a clear plan. Bring me what remains. I am not limited by the size of what you hold. I receive the trust that places it in my hands. My faithfulness is not only seen when life overflows, it is also seen when I sustain you with enough for the next step, enough light to keep walking, enough peace to sleep tonight, enough courage to tell the truth, enough grace to not return to what harmed you, enough hope to whisper my name again. My beloved child, there were days when you thought you were barely surviving, but look closely, you were being kept. Sorrow did not consume you. Fear did not own you completely. Disappointment did not erase my call. Something within you kept turning toward me even faintly. That was not your strength alone. That was my faithful hand. I know you sometimes overlook ordinary provision because your heart is focused on what is missing. You see the unanswered prayer and miss the strength I gave while you waited. You see the closed door and miss the road I kept you from taking. You see the loneliness and miss the way I sat with you in the silence. My beloved child, ask me for eyes that can see. I am not scolding you for missing these things. Pain can narrow vision. Weariness can make the soul forget to notice. Waiting can make the heart stare at one place so long that it stops seeing the garden around it. I am gently lifting your face. I am teaching you to recognize me again. Every good and perfect gift comes from above. Not only the gifts that seem grand, but the daily gifts that quietly hold your life together. The cup of water, the breath after crying, the strength to begin again, the person who listened, the scripture that returned, the peace that made no sense yet carried you. My beloved child, when you recognize my faithfulness in small things, fear loses some of its voice. Fear says, you are alone, but small mercies answer, he is near. Fear says, nothing is changing, but small mercies answer, he is still working. Fear says, you have been forgotten, but small mercies answer, he remembered you today. This is why I want you to slow down. Hurry makes miracles look common. Noise makes my whispers harder to hear. Worry makes provision look accidental, but a quiet heart begins to notice. It sees that the day was not empty. It sees that grace had been placed along the road like small lamps in the dark. Think of my people in the wilderness. I did not give them manna for a lifetime in one moment. I gave daily bread. Morning by morning they had to gather what I provided. Their trust was trained by daily supply. My beloved child, I am still teaching hearts to depend on me one day at a time. You may want a storehouse full enough to remove all need for trust, but I often give daily mercy so relationship stays alive. If you had every answer at once, you might stop listening. If every need were settled far ahead, you might forget the sweetness of walking with me. Daily bread keeps your hand in mine. Recognize the small protection, the plan that changed and later made sense. The relationship that faded before it could wound you deeper. The opportunity that did not come because I was guarding your peace. The inner check that told you to pause. My beloved child, not every blessing arrives looking like increase. Some blessings arrive as prevention. Recognize the small strengthening. The moment you did not respond from anger. The morning you rose after a hard night. The prayer you prayed even though it was short. The kindness you offered though you were tired. The boundary you held though your voice trembled. I saw it. I was in it. I was helping you. Recognize the small comfort. A song that softened your heart. A memory that reminded you of my goodness. A breeze in a heavy afternoon. A line from my word that seemed written for that moment. They are letters within the letter, quiet marks of my care. My beloved child, the more you recognize my faithfulness in small things, gratitude will awaken in you. Gratitude will not deny your pain, but it will keep pain from becoming your whole vision. In the next place, I will teach you to let gratitude open your eyes, so you can see that your life is covered with more mercy than sorrow allowed you to notice. My beloved child, as you begin to recognize my faithfulness in small things, I want to teach your heart to see clearly. Let gratitude open your eyes, not gratitude that pretends nothing hurts, not gratitude that denies the questions you still carry. I am speaking of gratitude that helps you notice my mercy while your story is unfinished. Let gratitude open your eyes, my beloved child. Pain can make your vision narrow. Waiting can make your heart stare at what has not arrived. Disappointment can train your mind to count only what is missing, but gratitude gently turns your face toward the traces of my love that have been around you all along. You may think gratitude means ignoring the wound. It does not. Gratitude does not erase tears. It does not silence honest sorrow. It does not ask you to call loss good or pretend confusion is easy. Gratitude simply says, even here, Father, I will look for your hand. Even here, I will remember that I am not abandoned. My beloved child, gratitude is not a small thing. It is a doorway. When you begin to thank me for what remains, despair loses the power to tell you that nothing is left. When you thank me for daily bread, fear loses the power to say you are forgotten. When you thank me for one step of light, darkness loses the power to say the whole road is hopeless. Remember the 10 lepers who cried out for mercy. They were cleansed as they went, but only one returned to give thanks. My son noticed him. Gratitude brought that man back into closeness, not only into cleansing. My beloved child, I want your gratitude to do the same. I want it to lead you back into my presence again. There are blessings you passed by because they came quietly. The strength to rise from bed, the patience to endure one more hour, the food that met your need, the person who listened without judgment, the moment your heart softened instead of hardening, the way you were protected from a path that would have harmed you. These were not accidents. They were signs of my care. Gratitude will teach you to read your life differently. You will stop seeing every delay as rejection. You will stop seeing every closed door as punishment. You will stop seeing every quiet season as emptiness. You will begin to say, Father, I may not understand this, but I know you have been faithful before, and you are still faithful now. My beloved child, a grateful heart becomes sensitive to grace. It notices the small lamp in a dark hallway. It notices the cup filled before thirst becomes despair. It notices the gentle correction that saved a soul from wandering too far. It notices how I carried you through days you once thought you could not survive. This does not mean gratitude always comes easily. Some days your heart may feel too heavy to name many gifts. On those days, begin small. Thank me for breath. Thank me for my nearness. Thank me for the strength to whisper my name. Thank me that your story is not over. Small gratitude can become a seed of hope. Do not wait until everything is perfect before you give thanks. If gratitude depends on perfect circumstances, it will remain silent most of your life. Give thanks in all circumstances, not because every circumstance is pleasant, but because I remain God in every circumstance. My presence is worthy of trust before the outcome is visible. My beloved child, gratitude also guards your heart from bitterness. Bitterness grows when pain is remembered without my presence. It says nothing good has been given, nothing kind remains, no one cares. But gratitude answers mercy was there. Grace helped me stand. Love met me in ways I almost missed. I was kept when I did not know I was being kept. Think of Paul writing from a confined place. He did not have the comfort many would demand before speaking of joy, yet he learned to rejoice in me because his inner life was not chained to his outer condition. My beloved child, gratitude can make room for joy even when your circumstances still feel narrow. You may wonder how to practice gratitude when your heart is still waiting. Bring me both. Bring me the longing and the thanks. Say, Father, I still desire what I have prayed for, but I thank you for sustaining me today. I still have questions, but I thank you for not leaving me. I still feel weak, but I thank you that your grace is enough. A grateful heart is not a heart without desire. It is a heart that refuses to let desire become accusation. It is a heart that says, I will not let what I lack blind me to who you are. I will not let one unanswered prayer erase 1,000 quiet mercies. I will not let pain become the only storyteller in my life. My beloved child, gratitude will also soften the way you see others. When you remember how patient I have been with you, you become slower to judge. When you remember how much mercy has carried you, you become more willing to show mercy. When you remember that every good thing is a gift, pride begins to loosen its grip. Let gratitude become part of your daily rhythm. Before you ask, remember. Before you worry, notice. Before you compare, give thanks. Before you sleep, look back and find one place where my hand touched the day. It may be simple, it may seem small, but small thanks offered sincerely opens the soul wider to my peace. My beloved child, I am not asking you to be thankful for evil. I am asking you to trust that my goodness can still be found even in seasons evil tried to spoil. I can bring beauty from ashes. I can bring wisdom from tears. I can bring compassion from suffering. I can bring testimony from what once felt like only pain. As gratitude opens your eyes, you will begin to see that your life has carried more evidence of my love than sorrow allowed you to notice. You will remember moments when help came at the right time. You will remember doors that closed to protect you. You will remember words that strengthened you. You will remember how I stayed. So open your eyes with thanksgiving, my beloved child. Let it lift your head. Let it widen your vision. Let it teach you to see mercy in the ordinary grace, in the delay, protection in the no, and love in the quiet. The more you give thanks, the more clearly you will see that I have never stopped caring for you. And as gratitude opens your eyes, you will be ready to let me touch deeper places. In the next part of this letter, I will speak to the wounds you have hidden, the memories you have covered, and the pain you thought you had to carry quietly. I am not only showing you mercy around you, I am bringing healing within you. My beloved child, as gratitude opens your eyes to the mercies around you, I now want to touch the places within you that you have tried to hide. I am healing the wounds you hid, not to expose you with shame, not to make you relive pain without purpose. I am coming as the Father who sees what others missed and loves you there. I am healing the wounds you hid, my beloved child. The wounds beneath your smile. The wounds tucked behind your strength. The wounds you covered with busyness, silence, kindness, and the words, "I am fine." You learned how to keep going while parts of your heart were still asking to be held. I saw it. I saw the moments when you laughed so no one would ask questions. I saw the times you changed the subject because the truth felt too tender. I saw the memories you pushed away because they carried more ache than you knew how to explain. I saw the places where you stopped expecting anyone to understand. My beloved child, hidden pain does not become healed simply because it remains unseen. A wound covered too long may stop drawing attention, but it can still shape the way you walk, speak, trust, and love. I do not want you living around old pain forever. I want to bring my light into it. Do not be afraid of my nearness. I do not come with rough hands. I do not come to blame you for the ways you tried to survive. I know why you built defenses. I know why you became careful. I know why certain words, tones, seasons, and silences still touch places in you that feel young and unprotected. There is no part of your story I cannot enter with mercy. There is no memory too tangled for my patience. There is no shame too deep for my love. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted. My beloved child, near means I do not stand at a distance while you bleed inside. I draw close. You may have told yourself that healing means forgetting. But I am not asking you to pretend what happened did not matter. I am not asking you to erase your story. I am teaching you that pain can lose its power without being denied. I can touch what happened and remove the chains it placed around your soul. Remember the woman at the well. She came in the heat of the day carrying a story many people judged but few understood. She had learned to live with distance avoidance and hidden thirst. Yet when my son met her, he did not humiliate her. He spoke truth with tenderness and offered living water. My beloved child, I meet you in the same way. I know the truth, and still I draw near. I know the chapters you hide, and still I offer water. I know the choices, the losses, the disappointments, the questions, and the empty places. I am not shocked by what I see. I am moved with compassion. Bring me the wound you have minimized. Bring me the pain you told yourself was not important. Bring me the disappointment you buried because others had bigger problems. Bring me the grief that had no public place to sit. Bring me the anger you feared was too honest. Bring me the shame that made you lower your eyes. I can hold it all. You do not need to organize your pain before giving it to me. You do not need perfect words. You do not need to make it sound noble. Come with the truth as it is. Come with tears if they come. Come with silence if words fail. Come with the small trust that says, "Father, touch this place too." My beloved child, some wounds have taught you lies. They told you that love is unsafe. They told you that your voice does not matter. They told you that if people leave, it must mean you are not enough. They told you that peace cannot last. I am healing not only the hurt, but also the false beliefs that grew around it. This is why healing can feel slow. I am not merely removing pain from the surface. I am untangling roots. I am replacing fear with truth, shame with mercy, self-protection with holy wisdom, and despair with a hope that can breathe again. Let me work deeply, not only quickly. Do not rush yourself. Do not accuse yourself because certain memories still affect you. A bruised place needs tenderness, not impatience. When you stumble into an old reaction, bring it to me. When a small moment opens a large ache, bring it to me. I will not say, "Why are you still hurting?" I will say, "Come closer." My beloved child, I am teaching you to stop hiding from your own heart. You do not need to fear what I am willing to heal. You do not need to keep every room closed because you once believed the darkness would be too much. My light is gentle enough to enter slowly and strong enough to remain. Think of the man who lay by the pool for many years waiting for help that never seemed to reach him in time. When my son saw him, he asked a question that touched the hidden place of his desire. Do you want to be made whole? My beloved child, I ask you with the same tenderness. Will you let me make you whole? Wholeness may require releasing the identity pain gave you. Sometimes a wound becomes familiar. Sometimes grief becomes the room you know how to live in. Sometimes disappointment becomes the language your heart understands. But I have more for you than familiar sorrow. I am calling you into life. You are not betraying your past by healing. You are not dishonoring what you endured by allowing joy to return. You are not becoming careless by trusting again with wisdom. Healing does not say the wound was small. Healing says, my love is greater. Let me pour oil where life has rubbed you raw. Let me bind what has been opened too long. Let me speak over the places you named hopeless. Let me restore the tenderness you thought you had lost. Let me teach you that your heart can be soft and still protected by my truth. My beloved child, I am healing the wounds you hid, and I will not treat you harshly while I do it. Stay with me in this part of the letter. Do not close the page when it touches something tender. The touch that feels deep is also the touch that brings release. I will meet you patiently, breath by breath, until what once frightened you becomes a testimony of my care. And as I heal the wounds you hid, I will show you that even your small faith still touches my heart. In the next place, I will remind you that you do not need a perfect faith to come near, only the honest reach of a soul that still believes my love can make it whole. My beloved child, as I heal the wounds you hid, I want to speak tenderly to the faith you have judged as too small. Your small faith still touches my heart. The reach that trembles still reaches me. The prayer that breaks in the middle still rises before me. The hope that feels faint is not invisible to my love. Your small faith still touches my heart, my beloved child. I know you sometimes look at yourself and think you should believe more strongly. You think your trust should be steadier, your prayers longer, your courage greater, and your emotions more settled. But I am not measuring your faith the way you measure it. You often compare your inner life to the calmness you imagine in others. You see someone speak with confidence, and you wonder why your own heart still trembles. You hear others give testimony, and you quietly ask why your own faith feels like a candle struggling in the wind. My beloved child, I see what you do not see. I see the battles behind your small yes. I see the pain you walked through before you whispered my name again. I see the disappointment you had to step over just to pray one more time. I see the memories that make trust difficult. So when your faith reaches for me even weakly, I do not turn away. I draw near. Remember the woman who came through the crowd and touched the edge of my son's garment. She did not arrive with public confidence. She did not stand in front of everyone with perfect words. She came quietly, carrying years of weariness and hope that had almost been spent. Yet her reach was real, and my son stopped for her. My beloved child, heaven notices the reach of a wounded heart. Others may have seen only a person in the crowd, but I saw faith moving through pain. Others may have missed her trembling, but I knew the longing inside her. Her touch was small in the eyes of people, but it was precious in the eyes of heaven. It is the same with you. The small prayer you whisper before sleep touches my heart. The simple words, Father, help me, touch my heart. The moment you choose to believe I am still good, though your situation is not yet clear, touches my heart. The tearful surrender no one hears touches my heart. Do not despise the mustard seed. My son taught that faith, like a mustard seed, can move what seems immovable. He did not choose the image of a mighty tree first. He chose a seed, something small, hidden, easy to overlook. My beloved child, I can work with what is small when it is placed in my hands. You may say, Father, my faith is mixed with fear. Bring it to me. You may say, my trust is mixed with questions. Bring that to me too. You may say, I believe, but part of me still trembles. Then pray, as the Father once prayed, I believe, help my unbelief. That honest prayer is not failure. It is relationship. I am not offended by honest weakness. I am offended by pride that pretends there is no need. But a heart that comes trembling, asking, reaching, opening that heart is precious to me. I do not require you to hide the part of you that is still learning. Let me meet you there. My beloved child, small faith becomes strong as it keeps returning. Not because you force it to grow, but because it stays connected to me. A coal kept near the fire begins to glow again. A branch remaining in the vine receives life slowly. A child holding a father's hand can walk farther than they could walk alone. There were days when you nearly stopped reaching. You were tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of being disappointed, tired of trying to explain your heart. Yet something within you still turned toward me. Maybe it was only a sigh. Maybe it was only silence facing heaven. My beloved child, I understood it. I do not need polished language to hear you. I hear the prayer inside the breath. I hear the longing beneath the quiet. I hear the trust hidden inside tears. When you cannot form a sentence, my spirit understands the groaning of your heart. You are not disqualified because your words are few. Your small faith touches my heart because it is sincere. It has been tested by real life. It has survived confusion, delays, losses, and wounds. It may not feel impressive to you, but it carries the fragrance of perseverance. It tells me that even after everything, some part of you still knows I am your refuge. Do not compare your faith in a wounded season to someone else's faith in a harvest season. I am gentle with context. I know the terrain you are walking. I know the weight on your shoulders. I know what it cost you to trust while the answer is still hidden. I receive your faith with compassion. My beloved child, I will not break a bruised reed or quench a faintly burning wick. If your light feels faint, I will not crush it. I will guard it. I will breathe upon it. I will surround it with mercy until it burns clearer again. That is how tenderly I treat what belongs to me. Let your small faith come close. Do not wait until you feel strong enough to approach. Come while you are uncertain. Come while you are healing. Come while you are still learning to trust. The doorway into my presence is not reserved for those who never tremble. It is open to the child who returns. I will grow what you bring. I will strengthen what is weak. I will steady what shakes. I will teach your heart to trust my character more than your circumstances. I will show you that faith is not always loud. Sometimes faith is remaining. Sometimes it is resting. Sometimes it is simply refusing to let go of my hand. Do not call your small beginning meaningless. I am the God who fed multitudes from what looked insufficient, who filled empty jars when obedience seemed simple, who used hidden obedience to open public grace. When you give me the little you have, my beloved child, I can bless it beyond what fear can imagine, even now, today, too. My beloved child, your small faith is enough to begin again, enough to pray again, enough to receive again, enough to take the next step, enough to let healing continue. Do not bury it under shame. Place it in my hands and watch what my love can do with what you thought was too little. And as your small faith reaches my heart, I will ask you to release what has made your hands heavy. In the next part of this letter, I will show you how to stop carrying what I have asked you to release, because a heart that trusts me even a little can begin to lay down burdens it was never meant to bear. My beloved child, as your small faith reaches toward my heart, I want to speak to the weight in your hands. Stop carrying what I asked you to release. You have held some burdens for so long that they have begun to feel like part of you, but they were never meant to become your identity. Stop carrying what I asked you to release, my beloved child. I know why you held on. You wanted to protect yourself. You wanted to keep control where life had once made you feel powerless. I saw it all, and I do not condemn your trembling grip. But there are burdens that cannot heal you while you carry them. There are regrets that cannot rewrite yesterday. There are fears that cannot secure tomorrow. There are responsibilities I never placed on your shoulders. My beloved child, some of what you call faithfulness has quietly become exhaustion. Some of what you call love has become self-abandonment. I am not asking you to become careless. I am asking you to trust me enough to lay down what is crushing you. My son said, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." He did not say, "Come after you have carried it better." He did not say, "Come after you have understood every detail." My beloved child, rest begins when you stop defending your right to remain burdened. You may think release means losing something important, but release in my hands is not loss. It is freedom. It is the unclenching of a heart that has forgotten how to breathe. It is the moment a tired soul says, "Father, I have held this long enough. I give you what I cannot heal, control, or carry anymore. Bring me the burden of regret, the words you wish you had said, the choices you replay, the moments you would change if you could. I know your sorrow, my beloved child, but regret cannot become your home. Let me teach you, cleanse you, restore you, and lead you forward without chains around your memory. Bring me the burden of responsibility for other people's hearts. You have tried to keep everyone steady. You have tried to prevent disappointment, anger, distance, and misunderstanding. You have tried to become the peacekeeper at the cost of your own soul. My beloved child, you can love people deeply without becoming their savior. Bring me the burden of outcomes, the door you keep staring at, the answer you keep trying to force, the future you keep rehearsing in your mind. I know the end from the beginning. You do not have to hold the whole map to take the next step. Place the unseen road in my hands. Remember Moses when he stood before the sea. The people were afraid, and the burden on him seemed too great for any human strength. Yet I told him to stand still and see my deliverance. My beloved child, there are moments when your part is not to carry the sea. Your part is to trust the one who opens it. You have carried sorrow that belonged in prayer. You have carried questions that belonged in my timing. You have carried guilt that belonged under my mercy. You have carried wounds that belonged in my healing hands. You have carried fear that belonged beneath my authority. Tonight, let this letter become the place where your hands begin to open. I know release can feel frightening. A burden held for years can become familiar even when it hurts. Without it, you may wonder who you are. Without constant worry, you may wonder if you are being irresponsible. Without old pain, you may wonder how to protect yourself. My beloved child, I will teach you a new way to live. You do not need anxiety to be prepared. You do not need bitterness to remember what happened. You do not need control to be safe. You do not need shame to stay humble. You do not need exhaustion to prove you care. These are false coverings. They weigh down the soul while pretending to protect it. Let me replace them. Let trust become your preparation. Let wisdom become your protection. Let truth become your memory. Let mercy become your humility. Let peace become proof that you are walking with me. My beloved child, the life I give does not require you to remain bent beneath what I came to lift. Cast your cares upon me, because I care for you. Do not only admire that truth from a distance, practice it. Name the care, place it before me. Breathe, release it again when it tries to return. Some burdens must be surrendered more than once. I will be patient with you. There will be days when you lay something down in prayer and feel it return by evening. Do not be ashamed. Come back. Release is often learned through repeated trust. Each return teaches your heart that my hands are safer than your control. Each surrender builds a path where peace can walk. I do not ask you to release because I am indifferent to what matters to you. I ask you to release because I care about what the weight is doing to your soul. I care about your rest, your breath, your thoughts, your tenderness, and the child beneath the burden. Picture a traveler carrying stones gathered from every painful road. At first, each stone seemed necessary, a reminder, a warning, a lesson. But after many miles, the stones became too heavy to carry. My beloved child, I have already written wisdom into your spirit. You do not need to keep carrying every stone to remember what I taught you. Let the stones fall. Let the old accusations fall. Let the need to be understood by everyone fall. Let the fear of disappointing people fall. Let the burden of fixing what only I can heal fall. Let the demand to know every answer before you trust fall. I am not asking you to fall apart. I am asking you to fall into my care. When your hands are full of burdens they cannot fully receive. When your mind is full of control it cannot easily hear. When your heart is full of old pain, it struggles to make room for new hope. Release prepares space. Release makes room for my peace to settle and for my love to restore what weight has worn down. My beloved child, stop carrying what I asked you to release. Begin now. Begin with one burden, one fear, one regret, one name, one outcome. Put it into my hands. Let your prayer be simple. Father, I give this to you. Hold what I cannot hold. Heal what I cannot heal. Lead where I cannot see. And as you release what is weighed upon you, I will begin to show you that your pain will not be the end of your story. In the next part of this letter, I will remind you that the chapters that hurt you most are not strong enough to cancel the life I am still writing with mercy, purpose, and love. My beloved child, as you begin to release what has weighed upon your hands, I want to speak over the pain that still tries to define your story. Your pain will not be the end of your story. The chapter that wounded you is not strong enough to cancel the promise I am still writing. Your pain will not be the end of your story. My beloved child, I know some seasons have felt final. Certain losses seem to close a door forever. Certain disappointments made hope feel unsafe. Certain words stayed in your heart long after the people who spoke them moved on. I saw the mark they left. But I am the God who does not stop writing when human eyes think the page is ruined. I can take a life stained by tears and continue it with mercy. I can enter a chapter filled with sorrow and begin planting grace between the lines. What hurt you deeply has not become greater than my power to restore. My beloved child, pain can become loud. It can tell you this is who you are now. It can tell you that joy is gone, that trust is foolish, that the best part of life is behind you. But pain is not your prophet. Pain is an experience. It is not your identity, your destiny, or your final name. There were times when you began to speak about yourself through what happened to you. You called yourself broken, you called yourself too late, you called yourself forgotten, you called yourself difficult to love. My beloved child, I never agreed with those names. I have called you mine beloved, seen, chosen, and held. Remember Naomi, who returned from loss with a heart so heavy that she asked to be called bitter. Her grief was real, her emptiness was real. She did not pretend. Yet I was already preparing a road she could not see, through Ruth's faithful love, through a field she had not yet entered, through a redemption she could not yet imagine. My beloved child, I can work while grief still speaks. I can prepare restoration before your heart has strength to believe in it. I can place a Ruth on the road, a field ahead, a provision waiting, and a future hidden in what looks like an ordinary step. Your sorrow may be real, but it is not stronger than my faithfulness. Do not think I am asking you to deny what happened. I do not heal by pretending pain was small. I heal by entering the truth and bringing life there. The wound mattered, the loss mattered, the betrayal mattered, the waiting mattered, your tears mattered, and because they mattered, I have come near to restore what pain tried to steal. My beloved child, some people will rush you past your grief because they do not know how to sit with it. I will not rush you in that way. I will walk with you through the valley, not shame you for being there. I will comfort you, strengthen you, and gently remind you that valleys are roads, not homes. Even when you walk through the valley of shadow, you do not walk alone. My rod and my staff comfort you. This means my presence is not waiting only at the mountaintop. I am with you in the low places, in the slow steps, in the moments when forward still feels difficult. You may have thought the pain ended your purpose, but many times the place where you were wounded becomes the place where my compassion grows deepest. I do not cause evil in order to teach you, but I am able to redeem what evil tried to destroy. I can turn scars into testimony without making you worship the wound. Look at Joseph. Betrayed, carried far from home, misunderstood and forgotten, he could have believed his story had ended in the pit or in the prison. Yet I was still arranging what no one could see. At the appointed time, what looked like a buried life became a life positioned to preserve many. It is the same with you, my beloved child. The pit was not the conclusion. The prison was not the final sentence. The delay was not the end of the promise. I was present in hidden places. I was shaping wisdom, mercy, endurance, and strength that would serve what came later. Your painful chapter may have taught you things you never asked to learn. It may have made you more careful, more watchful, more quiet, more guarded. I understand. But now I am teaching you that wisdom can remain without fear ruling you. Compassion can grow without pain controlling you. Memory can stay without chains staying with it. My beloved child, let me separate the lesson from the bondage. Let me keep the wisdom and remove the torment. Let me keep the compassion and remove the shame. Let me keep the maturity and remove the belief that you must always expect sorrow. I do not want your past to become the ruler of your future. There is still life ahead of you, not a copy of what was lost, not a forced return to who you were before the pain. I am not taking you backward. I am forming something deeper, truer, gentler, and stronger. Restoration does not always look like getting the old thing back. Sometimes it looks like becoming whole in a way you never knew before. Do not fear new joy when it begins to return. You may feel guilty for smiling after sorrow. You may wonder if peace means you have forgotten what mattered. My beloved child, joy is not betrayal. Peace is not denial. Healing is not disrespect toward your past. It is my love proving that pain did not get the final word. I have collected your tears. None of them were wasted. They have not disappeared into emptiness. The prayers you could barely speak, the nights you endured, the mornings you rose while still aching, I remember them with tenderness. I do not overlook hidden suffering. I meet it with hidden grace tenderly and faithfully, day after day, without turning away. Your story is still being written. Let me hold the pen. Do not let fear write the next page. Do not let bitterness decide the ending. Do not let disappointment become the narrator. Let my mercy speak louder. Let my promise breathe again. Let my love show you that there is life beyond what broke your heart. My beloved child, your pain will not be the end of your story. I am not finished with you. I am not finished healing, guiding, restoring, and opening what belongs to my purpose. You are still here because my hand has kept you, and what I keep, I continue to lead. And as you begin to believe that pain is not the end, hope will start to rise again in places you thought had gone silent. In the next part of this letter, I will show you that I am restoring hope in you, not as a fragile wish, but as a living flame guarded by my faithful love. My beloved child, as you begin to believe that pain will not be the end of your story, I want to speak to the places where hope has grown quiet. I am restoring hope in you, not a shallow hope that disappears when circumstances shake, not a fragile wish built on perfect conditions. I am restoring a living hope rooted in my faithful love. It will teach you to stand softly, yet firmly, while my hand continues the work no eye can measure today. I am restoring hope in you, my beloved child. I know there were seasons when hope felt costly. You hoped and the answer did not come when you expected. You believed and the door stayed closed. You prayed, and silence seemed to stretch longer than your strength. After a while, your heart learned to protect itself by expecting less. I saw when hope became difficult for you. I saw the moment you stopped speaking about certain dreams. I saw the prayer you no longer knew how to pray. I saw the desire you buried because disappointment had visited too often. My beloved child, I did not forget what you stopped mentioning. Hope can become tired when it has carried many delays. It can become cautious after loss. It can become quiet when people do not understand how much you wanted something to live. But tired hope is not dead hope. Quiet hope is not abandoned hope. In my hands, even a buried seed can rise again. Do not be afraid when I begin to stir desire in you again. You may feel tenderness there, even fear. You may wonder if it is safer not to want too much. But I did not create your heart to live in constant defense. I am teaching you to hope without surrendering your peace to the outcome. Remember Sarah, who heard the promise and laughed because the years had made it seem impossible. Her body told one story, time told another. Human reason had already closed the door. Yet my word was not limited by age, delay, or impossibility. At the appointed time, laughter returned in a way she could not manufacture. My beloved child, I am the God who can bring laughter back to a place that forgot how to expect it. I can awaken joy where weariness settled. I can breathe over the dream you thought had become only memory. I can call life from places that look too late to human eyes. This does not mean every old desire will return in the same shape. Some hopes I restore by fulfilling them. Some hopes I restore by purifying them. Some hopes I restore by giving you something deeper than what you first imagined. My beloved child, trust me with the shape of restoration. I know what will truly give life to your soul. There are dreams you held that were mixed with fear, approval, or the need to prove your worth. I am not restoring those old chains. I am restoring holy hope. Hope that does not make you anxious. Hope that can wait without bitterness. Hope that can pray without demanding. Hope that can receive with gratitude and release with trust. My beloved child, hope from me does not deny reality. It simply refuses to let reality be the final voice. It can look at dry ground and still believe I know how to send rain. It can look at closed doors and still believe I know another way. It can look at weakness and still believe my strength is not finished. Think of Ezekiel standing before the valley of dry bones. To human eyes, there was no life there, no movement, no breath, no visible future. Yet I asked, can these bones live? The answer belonged to me. When my word was spoken, breath came, and what seemed scattered rose again. There are places in you that feel like that valley. Hope scattered, joy dry, courage disconnected, prayer quiet. But my beloved child, I am not intimidated by dry places. I am not discouraged by what appears lifeless. My breath can enter what despair called impossible. My word can gather what sorrow scattered. Let me breathe on your hope again. Let me enter the dreams you locked away because they hurt to remember. Let me touch the places where disappointment made you cautious. Let me lift the lid from the small flame you hid under fear. I will not force hope upon you harshly. I will restore it gently. Hope may return first as a quiet willingness to believe tomorrow does not have to repeat yesterday. It may return as one prayer you thought you could not speak again. It may return as a soft desire to try to open, to create, to love, to trust, to rise. Do not despise the beginning. My beloved child, hope grows when you stay near my presence. If you feed your heart only with fear, hope will feel distant. If you rehearse only what went wrong, hope will feel unsafe. But if you let my words speak daily, if you let gratitude open your eyes, if you let me heal hidden wounds, hope will find room to breathe. I know there are people who told you to be realistic, and sometimes they meant stop hoping, but my reality is greater than human limitation. Faith does not mean pretending the mountain is small. Faith means knowing I am greater than the mountain. Hope does not ignore the storm. Hope remembers who commands the wind. Do not let past disappointment become your counselor. Disappointment can teach caution, but it cannot lead you into promise. Let my spirit lead you. Let my love remind you that your future is not chained to what failed before. Let my wisdom teach you what to hold, what to release, and what to wait for with peace. My beloved child, I am restoring hope in you because hope is part of how your soul breathes. Without hope, the heart becomes small. With hope, the heart lifts its eyes again. I am not asking you to become careless with your expectations. I am asking you to let me become the ground beneath them. There will come a day when you notice it. You will realize you are imagining good again. You are praying with warmth again. You are seeing possibility where you once saw only endings. You are not the same person despair tried to make you. My faithful love has been working quietly. So receive hope again, my beloved child. Receive it slowly if you need to. Receive it with tears if they come. Receive it while you still have questions. Let this letter be a hand lifting your face. I am not finished. I am not late. I am not empty of ways to bring life. And as hope rises in you, it will not remain only for you. In the next part of this letter, I will show you that your life will become a living testimony, because the hope I restore within you will become light for others who are still searching for proof that I can heal, renew, and begin again. My beloved child, as hope rises in you, toward it truce, trucin, truci, my beloved child, tusin, tusin, tusi, tusin, living day and hidden, remain hidden forever. Your life will become a living testimony, not a perfect story without sorrow, not a polished image made for people to admire, a living testimony of my mercy and my restoring love. Your life will become a living testimony, my beloved child. The places where you once felt broken will begin to speak of healing. The seasons where you felt forgotten will begin to reveal my faithfulness. I am not restoring you only so you can feel better for a moment. I am restoring you so your life can carry the fragrance of grace. Others will see that you were not abandoned in the valley. They will see that your tears did not destroy you. They will see that what seemed finished in you became a place where I began again. My beloved child, testimony does not mean you must tell everyone every detail of your pain. Wisdom will guide what you share and when you share it. A testimony is not the display of wounds for attention. It is the humble witness of a life touched by my love. It says, I was weak and God carried me. I was lost and God found me. I was wounded and God began to heal me. There are people around you who are watching quietly. Some are not looking for arguments. They are looking for proof that hope can survive real sorrow. They are looking for proof that prayer still matters when answers take time. They are looking for proof that a heart can be hurt and still become gentle again. My beloved child, your life will speak to them. Think of the man who was born blind. When many questioned him after my son opened his eyes, he did not have every explanation. He did not answer every argument with perfect words. He simply said what he knew. I was blind and now I see. That simple testimony carried power because it came from encounter. It will be similar with you. You may not be able to explain every season. You may not understand why certain roads were long. You may not have language for every hidden work I performed. But you will be able to say, I was not alone. I was held. I was changed. I was met by mercy when I thought I had nothing left. My beloved child, your testimony will be living because it will continue to grow. It will not be only one moment from the past. It will be seen in the way you answer now, the way you forgive now, the way you wait now, the way you rest now, the way you carry peace where anxiety once ruled. People may notice that your voice has softened. They may notice that you no longer react from the same fear. They may notice that you do not chase approval as you once did. They may notice that your eyes hold a steadier light. They may not know how to name it, but my presence in you will bear witness. Do not think your testimony must be loud to be powerful. Some of the strongest witnesses are quiet. A peaceful response can testify. A gentle boundary can testify. A thankful heart can testify. A life that keeps returning to me can testify. My beloved child, even your endurance can become a lamp for someone walking through darkness. There were times when you wanted me to remove every sign of what you had suffered. I understand that desire, but sometimes I do not erase every scar. I redeem it. A scar no longer bleeding can tell the story of healing. It can say this place was wounded, but it was not the end. My love touched here too. Remember Thomas, who struggled to believe until he saw the wounds of my risen Son. The wounds were still visible, but they no longer spoke defeat. They spoke victory, love, and life stronger than death. My beloved child, what I heal in you can also become a place where others learn that I am real. This does not mean your pain was good. It means my redemption is greater. It means I can enter what was meant to harm you and bring forth compassion, wisdom, humility, and courage. It means the enemy does not get the final ownership of what happened. I do. Your living testimony will also protect you from pride. You will know that you did not save yourself. You will know that you did not rebuild your own heart by strength alone. You will know that grace met you in hidden places. This knowledge will keep your spirit tender. It will help you speak to others without looking down on them. My beloved child, I will use your story to comfort others, but I will not use you until I have also held you. I do not treat my children as tools without tenderness. I heal, strengthen, and guide. Then from the overflow of what I have given, your life begins to pour comfort into another weary soul. There will be moments when someone hears your words and feels less alone. There will be moments when your patience gives another person courage to breathe. There will be moments when your peace makes someone wonder where it came from. There will be moments when your honesty opens a door for someone else to stop hiding. Do not despise the influence of a restored life. A lamp does not need to explain light to brighten a room. It simply burns. A flower does not announce fragrance to bless the air. It simply opens. My beloved child, stay open to me, and my grace will flow through you. Your testimony will not be built from pretending you are finished. It will be built from walking with me honestly while I continue the work. You can say, I am still healing, but I am not hopeless. I am still learning, but I am not alone. I am still becoming, and the Father is faithful. This is why the letter I sent you matters. It is not only for your comfort tonight, it is forming something that others will one day recognize as my hand upon your life. What I whisper into you in secret will become strength in the open. What I heal in quiet will become compassion in your voice. So let me continue, my beloved child. Let me write mercy through your days. Let me turn hidden pain into humble wisdom. Let me turn restored hope into gentle courage. Let me make your life a letter others can read, not written with ink, but with my spirit upon your heart. And as your life becomes a living testimony, I will teach you not to hide the light I have placed within you. In the next part of this letter, I will show you how to let your light touch others, not through noise or performance, but through love, truth, kindness, and the quiet radiance of a soul that has truly met me. My beloved child, as your life becomes a living testimony, I now call you to let the light I placed within you touch others. Do not hide what my mercy has begun. Do not cover the peace I have grown in you. Let your light touch others gently, humbly, faithfully. Let your light touch others, my beloved child. Not with noise, not with pride, not with the need to be seen as important. The light I give does not push itself forward. It shines from a life that has been held by me, healed by me, and taught to love from a deeper place. You may think your light is too small to matter. You may think your words are too simple, your story too unfinished, your faith too quiet. But I have never needed loudness to reach a heart. A candle on a table does not fight the darkness. It simply burns where it has been placed. My son said that a city set on a hill cannot be hidden. He also said that no one lights a lamp and places it under a basket. My beloved child, I did not kindle hope in you so it would remain trapped beneath fear. I lit it so weary eyes could find a sign of home. There are people near you who are walking through nights they cannot explain. They carry disappointment behind polite words. They hide loneliness under busy schedules. They laugh while something inside them feels tired. They may never say it clearly, but their souls are searching for proof that love still exists, that healing is possible, that God has not forgotten them. Your light can touch them, not because you have all the answers, but because you have learned where to bring the questions. Not because your life is free from pain, but because pain did not make you cruel. Not because you are perfect, but because my grace has made you tender. My beloved child, do not underestimate the ministry of a gentle presence. A calm answer can keep someone from sinking deeper into despair. A patient silence can give a wounded heart room to speak. A kind word can become a seed that grows long after you have forgotten you spoke it. A prayer whispered for someone may reach places your hands cannot touch. Remember the little servant girl in the story of Naaman. She was far from home, hidden in a house where many might have overlooked her. Yet her simple words pointed a suffering man toward healing. She did not have power in the eyes of the world, but she carried a witness that opened a door. It is the same with you, my beloved child. You may think your place is too small, your influence too limited, your voice too ordinary. But when a heart belongs to me, ordinary places can become holy assignments. Your kitchen, your workplace, your phone call, your quiet message, your small act of care, all can carry my light. Let your light touch your family, not by forcing them to become what you want, but by loving with patience and truth. Let them see peace in the way you respond. Let them hear mercy in the way you speak. Let them notice that you are no longer governed by every old reaction. Let your light touch the wounded, not by pretending you can fix them, but by refusing to add to their burden. Listen without rushing. Speak without harshness. Pray without performing. Be a safe place when I lead you to be near, and be wise enough to remain dependent on me. My beloved child, shining does not mean exhausting yourself. I am not asking you to pour from emptiness. I am not asking you to carry every hurting person as though you were their savior. I am the Savior. Your light shines best when you remain connected to me, receiving before giving. There will be times when you need to rest, and that rest will also honor me. There will be times when you need boundaries, and those boundaries will protect the light I am nurturing. Do not let false guilt make you available in ways that drain what I am healing. Love must remain connected to wisdom. My light in you will also touch others through truth. Sometimes love is a soft word. Sometimes love is a clear word. Sometimes love says, I care about you, but I cannot walk into darkness with you. Sometimes love says, I forgive, but I will not return to the old pattern. Truth spoken with humility can become light. Remember the boy who placed loaves and fish into my son's hands. In human eyes, the gift was small compared with the crowd, but once surrendered, it fed more than anyone imagined. My beloved child, place what you have in my hands. Your time, your story, your kindness, your prayer, your compassion. I can multiply what fear calls little. Your light will not always look dramatic. It may look like showing up consistently. It may look like refusing gossip. It may look like choosing forgiveness instead of revenge. It may look like encouraging someone who feels forgotten. It may look like living with quiet integrity when no one is watching. Sometimes your light will touch others simply because you keep living. Someone will see you rise after sorrow and believe they can rise too. Someone will hear you speak of my faithfulness and remember their own prayer. Someone will notice your peace and begin seeking the one who gave it. Do not hide because you still feel unfinished. A lamp does not wait until the whole house is perfect before it shines. It shines while rooms are still being restored. In the same way, I can use your becoming, not only your completion. Your honesty can be a doorway for another soul. Let humility guard your light. Never use what I have done in you to stand above others. Remember where I found you. Remember how patient I have been. Remember that mercy reached you before you knew how to walk steadily. Then your light will carry warmth, not superiority. It will invite, not condemn. My beloved child, this world needs gentle light. It needs people who carry peace without pretending. It needs hearts that know how to weep with those who weep, and hope with those who have forgotten how. It needs lives that quietly say the Father is near, and His love can still restore. So let your light touch others. Let it move through your words, your listening, your patience, your forgiveness, your boundaries, your gratitude, and your prayers. Let it shine in ordinary places. Let it bless without needing applause. Let it point back to me because I am the source of every true light within you. And as your light touches others, I will also remind you who you are now. In the next part of this letter, I will show you that you are no longer defined by darkness, no longer named by old shame, no longer owned by what once wounded you, because my light has already begun a new story in you. My beloved child, as the light I placed within you begins to touch others, I want you to remember what my light has already spoken over you. You are no longer defined by darkness. You are no longer named by what wounded you. You are no longer owned by the season that tried to bury your hope. You are no longer defined by darkness, my beloved child. Darkness may have touched parts of your story, but it did not create your identity. Pain may have shaped some of your reactions, but it does not have authority to name your future. Shame may have whispered for years, but shame is not my voice. There were moments when you believed the darkest chapter was the truest thing about you. You thought the failure, the betrayal, the hidden struggle, the long sadness, or the private battle had become your permanent name. You carried labels that I never placed on you. Broken, unworthy, too late, too damaged, forgotten. My beloved child, I have never called you those names. I call you mine. I call you beloved. I call you redeemed. I call you seen. I call you chosen in my love. When my voice names you, no shadow has the right to overrule me. The darkness may speak loudly, but it cannot speak with final authority over a child I have claimed. Remember Lazarus when he came out of the tomb. The grave clothes were still wrapped around him, but life had already answered my call. Others saw the cloth. I saw the man alive. My beloved child, there may still be traces of what you walked through, but that does not mean the tomb still owns you. Life has begun. You may still remember the old darkness. A memory may rise, a fear may knock, a pattern may try to call you back. But remembrance is not ownership. A shadow passing across your mind does not mean the night has returned to rule your soul. Bring every returning fear into my light, and let truth speak again. You are not the mistake you regret. You are not the wound someone gave you. You are not the rejection you endured. You are not the season when you felt weak and confused. You are not the words spoken over you by people who did not know how carefully I formed you. My beloved child, you are more than what happened. I know darkness can feel familiar. Sometimes a prison becomes recognizable because you lived there too long. Sometimes shame feels safer than freedom because at least it is known. Sometimes sadness feels like the only room your heart understands. But I am calling you out of familiar bondage into the wide place of my mercy. Do not return to the identity I have broken open. Do not keep wearing old grave clothes simply because they once covered you. When my son called Lazarus out, he also told those nearby to unbind him and let him go. My beloved child, I am unbinding you layer by layer. Let me remove what no longer belongs. Let me remove the belief that you are always one failure away from being abandoned. Let me remove the belief that your past will always speak louder than my promise. Let me remove the belief that you must stay small to stay safe. Let me remove the belief that your scars make you less worthy of love. My beloved child, the kingdom of darkness rules through lies. It tells you that what happened is all you will ever be. It tells you that if people knew the whole truth, they would turn away. It tells you that my mercy is for others, but not for the hidden places in you. These are lies, and I am breaking their power. I have rescued you from the dominion of darkness and brought you into the kingdom of my beloved Son. This is not only a truth for heaven, it is a truth for the way you live now. You do not belong to fear. You do not belong to despair. You do not belong to shame. You belong to me. When you remember that you belong to me, you begin to walk differently. You no longer bow to every accusation. You no longer let every painful memory become a judge. You no longer answer to the names darkness gave you. You begin to ask, Father, what do you call me? And my answer brings life. My beloved child, do not confuse healing with never feeling anything from the past again. Healing means the past no longer has the throne. It may speak, but it cannot command. It may appear, but it cannot define. It may ache sometimes, but it cannot own the direction of your life. I am Lord over your story. Think of Peter after he denied my son. The darkness of that night could have named him forever, failure could have become his identity. But my son met him again with love, restored him, and entrusted him with care for others. My beloved child, your lowest moment does not have more power than my restoring grace. I know you have wondered if I could still use a life that has passed through shadows. I tell you, yes. Light that has survived darkness often carries a tenderness others can feel. A heart that has been rescued can recognize another soul still trapped. A person who has received mercy can offer mercy without pride. But first, you must let me define you. Not your pain, not your history, not your emotions on a hard day, not the opinions of those who saw only one version of you. Let my love become the mirror you return to. Let my word become the name you answer to. You are not pretending the darkness never happened. You are declaring that darkness did not win. You are not erasing the story. You are letting me redeem it. You are not denying the valley. You are walking out of it with the shepherd who never left your side. My beloved child, step out from under the old shadow. Walk as one who has been brought into light. Speak to yourself with mercy. Refuse the agreements that keep you chained. When shame says, hide, answer, I am held by God. When fear says nothing can change, answer, He is making all things new. This is your new ground. You are loved. You are restored. You are being healed. You are being led. You are not darkness. You are not defeat. You are not the tomb. You are the child I called by name, the soul I am raising, the life I am filling with. My light, stay near me. My beloved child, and let this truth settle like morning light within your soul tonight. And as you learn that darkness no longer defines you, I will meet you even in every weak moment. In the next part of this letter, I will remind you that my presence does not leave when you tremble, when your heart feels tired, or when your faith feels small. I am with you there too, my beloved child, as you learn that darkness no longer defines you. I want to come close to the places where you still feel weak. I am with you in every weak moment, not only when your faith feels steady, not only when your prayers sound confident, not only when your heart feels full of light. I am with you in every weak moment, my beloved child. I am with you when your strength feels thin and your thoughts feel heavy. I am with you when you do not know what to say. I am with you when your heart wants to trust, but your emotions are tired. Do not think weakness pushes me away. It does not. Weakness is not a wall that keeps me from you. Weakness is often the doorway where you finally stop pretending and let me hold what you can no longer carry by yourself. I do not shame you there. I meet you there. You have sometimes believed that I am nearer to people who appear strong. You have imagined that strong prayers, strong voices, and strong faith attract my attention more than trembling honesty. But my beloved child, I do not measure closeness by outward confidence. I look at the heart that turns toward me even while shaking. There are moments when all you can pray is, Father, help me. I hear that prayer. There are moments when words do not come and all you have is a sigh. I understand that sigh. There are moments when tears speak before your mouth can form anything. I receive those tears with tenderness. My beloved child, I am not asking you to hide your weakness behind spiritual language. I am not asking you to dress your pain until it looks acceptable. Come to me honestly. If you are tired, come tired. If you are afraid, come afraid. If you are confused, come confused. I can hold all of you. Remember Elijah when he was weary after the strain of battle and fear. He sat alone, exhausted in body and spirit. I did not come to crush him with a lecture. I gave him rest. I gave him food. I let him sleep. Then I spoke to him in a gentle voice. My beloved child, I know how to care for the whole person. I care for your soul, but I also care for your tired body. I care for your thoughts, your sleep, your nervous heart, your quiet exhaustion, and the places where you have been strong for too long. I did not create you to live endlessly strained. I invite you into rest. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. That promise is for the part of you that has been carrying more than it can name. Rest is not laziness in my presence. Rest is trust. Rest is the child leaning against the Father and learning that love does not require constant striving. My beloved child, you may feel weak because the waiting has been long. You may feel weak because hope has had to rise again and again. You may feel weak because you have been gentle in places that were harsh, patient, in places that were slow, faithful, in places that were hidden. I saw every quiet cost. Do not call yourself faithless because you feel weary. Weariness is not the same as unbelief. A tired heart can still belong deeply to me. A trembling hand can still hold mine. A quiet spirit can still be faithful. I am not disappointed in you for needing help. Paul learned that my grace is sufficient, and that my strength is made perfect in weakness. My beloved child, weakness becomes holy ground when it teaches you to depend on me. The place where you run out of your own strength can become the place where you discover mine. I know you sometimes fear being too much, too emotional, too needy, too uncertain, too unfinished. But you are not too much for me. I formed your heart. I know its depth. I know what wounded it. I know what burdens it. I know how to comfort it without becoming weary. There are weak moments that happen in silence. You are sitting in a room and suddenly the weight returns. You are doing an ordinary task and your mind begins to ache. You are speaking with others, yet inwardly you feel alone. My beloved child, even there I am near. You do not need to make the weak moment disappear before inviting me into it. Invite me while it is happening. Whisper, Father, be with me here. I will be. I am not waiting at the end of your struggle. I am present inside it, offering breath, steadiness, and mercy. When the disciples were in the storm, they thought the boat would be overcome. The wind was real. The waves were real. Their fear was real. Yet my son was in the boat with them. My beloved child, do not let the storm convince you that my presence has left. I am still in the boat. Sometimes I calm the storm around you. Sometimes I calm the storm within you first. Sometimes I speak peace before the circumstances change, so you can know that my nearness is stronger than what surrounds you. Either way, you are not alone. Let me be near when your faith feels small. Let me be near when your mind is tired. Let me be near when you feel you should be stronger by now. Do not punish yourself for being human. You are dust held by divine love, fragile and precious, limited and deeply cherished. My beloved child, weakness can teach you compassion. When you know what it means to need mercy, you become slower to condemn others. When you know what it means to be carried, you become gentler with those who stumble. I can use even your weak moments to make your heart more like mine. But do not worship weakness. Bring it to me. Do not build your identity around it. Let it become a place of encounter, not a permanent name. I will strengthen you. I will keep you through each tender, hidden hour. I will renew you. I will lift what is bowed low. I will teach you to stand again without pretending you never needed support. So when the weak moment comes, do not run from me. Do not hide until you feel acceptable. Do not wait until you can pray beautifully. Come near. Let this important letter remind you that my love does not leave when your strength runs low. I am faithful in your frailty. I am gentle in your trembling. I am present in your unfinished places. My beloved child, I am with you in every weak moment, and my presence will carry you into the final call of this letter. In the next part, I will remind you not to ignore this important letter, because every word has been leading you back to my heart, back to rest, back to healing, and back to the life I am still restoring within you. My beloved child, as I have reminded you that I am with you in every weak moment, I now bring you to the final call of this letter. Do not ignore this important letter. Do not treat it as another message passing through your night. I have been speaking to the hidden places of your heart because I love you too much to leave you asleep in pain. Do not ignore this important letter, my beloved child. Every part of it has been leading you back to my heart. I have spoken of your worth, your healing, your waiting, your small faith, your hidden wounds, your hope, your light, and your weakness. None of these words were accidental. They were my invitation. I sent this letter to remind you that you are seen, not seen from a distance, not noticed only when you are strong, not remembered only when you perform well. I see you completely. I see the quiet effort, the silent tears, the questions, the moments of courage no one praised, and the places where your soul has been asking for rest. My beloved child, I sent this letter to remind you that you are loved before you are repaired. You do not have to make yourself whole before coming near. You do not have to arrange your life into something impressive before I will touch it. I have always known the truth of your story, and my love has never turned away. Think of the father watching for the prodigal son. Before the son could finish his speech, the father ran, embraced, and welcomed him home. My beloved child, that is the heart I have toward you. I am not waiting with coldness. I am not counting your failures to decide whether you may return. I am already moving toward you with mercy. Do not ignore this letter because it is calling you out of pretending. You have carried strength like a garment while your heart was asking to be held. You have said, I am fine, when deep inside you were tired. You have kept moving because stopping felt frightening, but I am not asking you to impress me. I am asking you to let me love you truthfully. This letter is also calling you out of fear. Fear told you to control everything. Fear told you to expect disappointment. Fear told you to hide the tender places. Fear told you that if you hoped again, you might break again. My beloved child, fear has spoken long enough. Let my voice become louder now. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Let that truth settle into the places where panic has lived. You do not need to be ruled by every anxious thought. You do not need to obey every old alarm. You can pause, breathe, and remember that I am near. Do not ignore this letter, because I am restoring what sorrow tried to take. I am not only comforting you for one night, I am changing the way you live. I am teaching you to notice my faithfulness in small things, to give thanks before everything is finished, to bring hidden wounds into my light, and to trust me with what your hands cannot hold. My beloved child, there are burdens I am asking you to lay down tonight. Lay down the regret you keep replaying. Lay down the shame you keep wearing. Lay down the need to be understood by everyone. Lay down the fear of being forgotten. Lay down the old name darkness gave you. You do not belong to those chains anymore. I know surrender can feel like loss, but in my hands, surrender becomes freedom. When you open your hands, you are not becoming empty. You are making room for my peace. You are making room for my word. You are making room for the life I am still breathing into you. Remember Mary Magdalene at the empty tomb? She came carrying grief, expecting only what death had left behind. But when my risen Son spoke her name, everything changed. My beloved child, I know your name too. I know how to speak life into the place where you expected only sorrow. This letter is not asking you to understand everything at once. It is asking you to respond. One honest yes is enough to begin. One open place is enough for my mercy to enter. One tired prayer is enough to turn your face toward home. Do not wait until you feel perfect. Come now. Say to me, Father, I hear you. I receive your love. I give you the wounds I hid. I give you the burdens I carried. I give you the fear that ruled me. Teach me to live from your word, to notice your mercy, to hope again, to shine gently, and to remain near you. My beloved child, I receive that prayer. I receive the trembling faith behind it. I receive the weary heart that still wants to trust. I receive the small opening you are giving me. I will not despise it. I will continue the work I have begun, and I will carry it with patience. Do not be surprised if the old voices try to return. They may whisper that nothing has changed. They may tell you this comfort will fade. They may call you back to fear, shame, control, or despair. But you do not have to follow them. Return to this truth. I have spoken over you, and my word stands. Your story is not finished. Your weakness is not the end. Your pain is not your name. Your waiting is not wasted. Your light is not gone. Your small faith still matters. Your life can become a testimony. Your heart can be healed. Your future is still held in my hands. My beloved child, keep this letter in your heart. Let it meet you tomorrow when ordinary life begins again. Let it remind you in the morning that I am with you. Let it remind you in the waiting that I am working. Let it remind you in weakness that I am near. Let it remind you in gratitude that my mercy has surrounded you. Do not ignore this important letter tonight. Let it mark a quiet turning. Let it become the moment you stopped running from my love. Let it become the moment you opened the door a little wider. Let it become the moment you believed again that I am not far away, not angry with you, not finished with you. I am your Father. I am your healer. I am your refuge. I am the one who sees you in the hidden place and calls you by name. Rest in me now. Walk with me tomorrow. Return to me again and again. My beloved child, you are loved, you are held, and this letter was sent so your soul would finally remember its way home. Let the peace I give you tonight remain like a lamp within your chest. quietly guiding each breath, each choice, each step, until you know you are safe in me.